figured this would be an easier way to give you guys a little update. I think everyone should know who I am. If you don't, I don't know how you got on the team, but anyways. So, about Saturday, we are setting up Friday at the Bridge Church from 12 to 5 p.m., maybe a little bit later. I am praying not. So, if you're able to come by and help, that would be most appreciated. We're basically just going to set the conference, the rooms, the chairs from the sanctuary, everything all up for it to be ready go time on Saturday. So, some important details. Everyone will pretty much have like the same colored lanyards. If it's yellow, they are not to be photographed whatsoever. They had checked on their registration that they do not give us permission to be photographed or video. So, team, it's very important that if you do tend to do some videos, which we love, we would want you to continue to post that because that's one of the best ways to promote us. But just make sure that the young ladies that have a yellow lanyard are not to be in the picture, okay? Just for lots of liability purposes. So that's just a little warning. So if you see it, just make sure they're out of the way. You joining? This is Simba. Okay. He wants to take part in it too. You're so cute. Okay, so yellow lanyard, no photography, no video, nothing. They can't be in the picture, okay? If it's a red lanyard, Danny is our special diet person. So we've gotten about 8 students so far with food allergies. And she'll have a table assigned, designated to those who may have to have a little special diet or maybe more snacks that doesn't have nuts or things like that. So just please make sure that you guys leave that section alone for her and for those who have a special needs in their diet. Okay, and everyone else should have the same colored lanyard. And Laura's going to be awesome enough to print the schedule for the team on the back of our lanyard so that way you have an idea of where to go and what to do. On Saturday morning, if you're scheduled to be there all day, we ask that you can come in at 7:30 a.m. to help begin setting up. Doors are not open for registration until 8:15 a.m., but at 7:30, please come in, and there will be a volunteer table checkpoint. So Jamie Flood is going to be in charge of making sure that you guys are checked in. So it's really important. I know you can maybe get caught up and get so excited and you get maybe distracted when you arrive, but it's really important that you just go straight back to the volunteer section first, sign off, make sure that you're there, that we have all the information on you that's correct, and you can collect your name tag, your shirts, and anything else if you wanted to add more of a donation to the day, Jamie can take care of that. Unless it needs to be run like a credit card, then you'll have to see Laura way later on the day after registration is over, okay? But we appreciate whatever you're able to give because what you do helps us continue to do this year after year, and it helps establish it costs money to make all of this happen. So from shirts to goodie bags to food to everything else in between. And we're just so thankful for the Bridge to offer and allow us to have the conference at their church this year. So as the doors are open, just really, want you to mingle and be with the students as much as possible, and just be mindful. Shirley is our main timekeeper of the day. She pretty much has the flow of from beginning to end, and anything else in between, whether it's running behind or ahead of time. She is that main person that will pretty much know what the flow of the day is going to be like. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask her. Laura is going to be really handling the financial part, especially during registration. That's very key for her, because we have to do registration and get people checked in that are walk-ins as soon as possible before the events start, which is at 9 a.m. So with that, just keep that in mind. If you can limit your questions until afterwards, or really focus and go to Shirley in the very beginning, that would be great. And we do accept walk-ins, so if you have anybody that wants to register, online registrations is now closed, but they can come in on the day of and fill out an application and make payments and everything else. They're just not guaranteed a shirt. We don't know. We already placed an order for whoever have registered, and I ordered some extras, but if we have more than 30 walking in, there are just some people that won't have it, which is, it is what it is. What happens when you come in last minute. So can't really plan for so much or too much, because we want to be good stewards of his finances. So throughout the day, just make sure that you are tuning in, and also look over the position roles that Shirley just sent out. And I have some of you as a middle school small group leader, and then I have most of you as a high school small group leader, because looking at the numbers, we actually have double high school students than we do middle school. So I place more of the high schools there. So if you see your name, for those who are floating, you are just going to be filling in on a lot of areas. And I do have a backup small group leader in case we had an astronomical amount of students coming in. You'll see the backup, so just be prepared that you might be a small group leader. If you're designated to a breakout session, that means that you're a timekeeper, and you are going to help aid the speaker of whatever assistance that she or he may need. And you will also keep track of your time, of how long and how much time left. So kind of like give them a 5-minute like wrap up, because we want to make sure that we flow through the day as smooth as possible. And I am all about Holy Spirit taking over. I'm all about doing things, sometimes it just might need a little bit more time, but on the flip side, we do have order for a reason, because we want to make sure that everything that we do have planned is covered. Okay, so with that, with the timekeeper, if you're a leader and you're designated to that speaker, we'd also like for you to make sure you take some pictures of the speaker, maybe a little video, and then just load it up via email or on our Facebook Be Mine Team page. And that just kind of helps us make, to capture the speaker and the essence of it. And again, just keep in mind with the students, if you have their back, it's okay, as long as their face is not visible if they have that yellow lanyard. So you're the timekeeper, you're the assistant to the speaker, and of course, if you have students who is having a moment or they need to go to the restroom or anything like that, you would be the person to kind of guide them along the way, okay? And just kind of keep track of, if they leave the room, make sure that they're coming back, and if not, where are they? Because we want to make sure we know where everyone is. And this year, I don't want it to be where it's such a strict, like they have to be here and they have to be there. Now, granted, if they are not where they need to be, what is the reason? If they need to go into the prayer room, if they need to speak to someone, if they, you're connecting with them and they just really feel like whatever it is that's on their heart that they want to talk and process, allow them to do that. but they cannot just linger around and just, get together with their friends and hang out. That's not going to happen. They either have to go where they're supposed to or be with a leader for whatever reason, if they want to talk or they need to share some things. And I want to allow that time, but just keep in mind that, if they don't want to go, just kind of find out why and just kind of talk to them and work through it. If you have a role at that time and you want to be with a student that may need you at that time, that is a high importance for me. I just want you to make sure that you get your role covered, or ask Shirley or Laura, like, hey, this person is going through this and I'm supposed to do this. Just make sure you let us know so we can go ahead and get that covered, or if you can go ahead and get that covered. If you're, if you, let's say, don't have a designated spot for that moment. So let's say middle school will have their first breakout sessions, and I've already assigned certain leaders, mainly the middle school leaders, to that group. In that high school segment, instead of them having the same breakout session, they're going to have a small group time. So the small group that I have paired you up in the very beginning, if you're a small group leader and you're paired up with a middle school or high school, you stay with them in the reflection time. So, I know you probably can't really see. Let me see. No, that's not going to work. It's okay. You have your schedule sent to you. So, again, breakout session. A middle school will have their breakout session and their topics they get to choose from. High school do not. They're going to go into their small group time because year after year we always hear that there's just not enough small group time. So kind of doing things a little bit different, which I don't do that every year, but you guys are used to it. So, and this is a little bit of free time for them, a little a prayer time for them to like go check out the different stations that we'll have. And that's about the time that the main speaker, Erica, she can actually go to those small group reflection and just do like Q&A, or just a little time to kind of get to know her a little bit more. I think that's a great transition. So just know that if you're a small group leader, you are pretty much busy all day too. So either you're in the small group with them or during breakout session. We will have a big sister, little sister intro, and I'm doing that a little bit before lunch, so it'll give them an opportunity to know their big sister a little bit more. Again, it's going to be encouraged from the very beginning for them to meet new people. I know that we tend to get comfortable, or the girls tend to get a little bit comfortable and they just want to stay with their friends, but we really want them to try to meet new people and hang out with new people, and even the leaders too. So that will be introduced, which that's going to go into the generational prayer, and that's where we'll partner a middle school, the big sister, little sister, with a leader, which this is going to go over the generational thing. So, and it's a really awesome segment that I have for that later. And that is pretty much it. So if you're not really designated and you don't have anywhere to be, just kind of double check with Laura and Shirley if anything needs to be done. If not, you are welcome to go sit in the classes of the breakout sessions. You're welcome to participate in the art shop if you're not designated to that group. And that's it. It's going to be awesome and amazing, and I'm so excited to see you all. And just come on with your bells going, because it's going to be a really, really awesome day, and I will see you then. Good night.